Each librarian adopts a genreification process that works best for them and in their situation. Generally speaking, however, there are some common steps in the process. So let's take a look at the first step, which is identifying the main genre categories. In order to generate a list of the genre categories that you'll use, you really have to know your collection. And the best way to do that is to do an inventory. Now, inventorying is tedious for sure. It is a daunting task, but it does have two huge benefits. First, it helps you become familiar with your collection. You'll know exactly what you have and what you don't have. As you inventory, you can start listing the subjects and genres that pop up. The second benefit of inventorying is that it allows you to clean up the records for your collection. You can take this time to remove catalog entries for books that are missing or account for books that may have been shelved without being checked back in. You can also decide if there are books to weed out of the collection, as determined in your district's weeding policy, if there is one. So you'll want to check and see if there is a policy like that and have some criteria for how you might make the choice to weed or not to weed. Once you have inventoried your collection, you need to make some important decisions, mainly around how deeply you're going to genreify. Will you be changing your fiction section only, or are you going to modify your nonfiction books too? Of course, in the Dewey system, nonfiction books are already categorized by subject, so you might choose to focus only on your fiction section. In my library, which was grades 3 through 6, I opted to modify my nonfiction section slightly. Really, I just combined some categories in that area to simplify that part of the collection. So here's a snapshot of part of my nonfiction list. This isn't the whole list because it's just a screenshot, but it gives you an idea. Now, I debated leaving this section in straight Dewey format since it was already categorized topically, but ultimately I decided to make some changes in this area too. I felt that there should be consistency in the call number system that I end up using to label these books and in the electronic catalog. So coming back to deciding how much to genreify, also think about your spine labels too. Are you just going to change the spine labels on the books themselves, or are you going to also add genre stickers? Or are you going to physically move books too? I chose to do both. I made new spine labels and rearranged the books to match those. And once I cleared a shelf of books in that process, I realized that some of my shelves were even movable, so I slid shelves around to better accommodate how I wanted to arrange the genre groupings. So think about, are you going to change stickers? Are you going to add stickers? Are you going to physically move books? And will you be physically moving shelves? Lastly, will you change the call numbers in the electronic catalog? So all of these decisions here impact the rest of your genreification process. So it's good to think about these early on.